Good morning, everybody, and welcome to Jobs for Football's latest podcast. Happy New Year to everybody. If you're in England, I hope you've got your scarf and your hat on today. It's absolutely Baltic. And from our side, we are really happy to welcome Thomas Pennie. Tom Pennie. Welcome, Tom.
Thank you very much for introducing me.
No problem at all. No, brilliant. And like I say, we want to obviously give a background regarding Tom on this podcast, have a little dialogue with him regarding his transition into Dubai, coaching in Dubai from the UK. I bet the weather's a little bit different today, is it, Tom? What have you got?
Oh, it's absolutely gorgeous. 25 degrees, beautiful sunshine. You
Oh,
can't argue with that.
jealous, mate. Jealous. So yeah. Without further ado, let's kind of crack on and get into it. So, in terms of yourself, Tom, your background obviously within Macclesfield Women, Bolton within their reserve team
Yeah.
as well, Liverpool a spell. You've got your UEFA B. So, in terms of your career and your pathway moving forward within coaching, kind of what was the next step, kind of, and what was your mindset at that time moving forward?
I think for me, it's I've been really interested in growing a project, and I think coaching for me has been really influential on getting myself on the pitch, getting myself on the grass, and integrating with myself with the players and understanding what the players need to move forward and progress within their kind of learning plans. So working with these clubs, Liverpool Feds, Bolton, Macclesfield, I've been involved in all sorts of academy football where we're competing at certain levels, and to get an understanding of each player's development and how they seem to react to certain methods and tools that we use, I think for me is to develop a really good program based on the information and the experiences that I've grown. So yeah, this opportunity that came around to build a program is kind of something that I've been focusing on for quite a while. So it's been a really good challenge, and yeah, very happy to be in this kind of situation to come from the UK to come out in Dubai and experience a completely new life. So it's been good.
Fantastic. Sounds fantastic. So, obviously, that transition was made. Kind of, how did you kind of come across the role? Obviously, it was on the Jobs for Football website. Kind of, how did you kind of integrate yourself with the opportunity, really moving forward?
So yeah, this was kind of a unique opportunity for me actually. It wasn't something that was, I guess, searching for. I wasn't really on the front page every single morning looking for a role. This was an opportunity that kind of came my way, and thankfully for yourself, we spoke about some of the things that I was interested in, my
Yeah.
philosophy, and how that could match. And this was a great opportunity for me to see. And I think that transition from, I guess, not searching for a role and having this kind of put on the table was quite a unique opportunity and experience. Because listen, not everyone gets the chance to have a role put on the table for them, and this is what you can have if you're excited about this. You can go forward, and yeah, this I think for me, it's been an incredible period, and that transition for me was, yeah. Listen, I can't say too much negative things about it because it was unbelievable. It was so
Yeah.
fast. It was, from the moment we spoke and we had that initial conversation, it was brilliant. We spoke
Uh,
about my
yeah.
philosophy and how the coach
Yeah.
is going to be. Come on.
And I think this is where, so 100% correct. You were really a passive candidate. You weren't
Yeah,
proactively applying for roles. And I think obviously you were on our database, or the consultants went out and directly sourced you, which is what we do as well. A lot of people, and sometimes you can't get the right candidate when you market a role.
yeah,
You put a job ad out, and sometimes, you can't get the right quality of candidate. So I think from our side,
yeah,
that's what our clients have got to realize and understand as well. Sometimes that does not bring you best candidate. It might bring you good, or it might
yeah,
bring you okay, but there are passive candidates like yourself who we have to proactively directly source, whether that's through
yeah,
our database, whether that's through referrals, whether that's through our consultants being direct in terms of LinkedIn sourcing,
yeah. And
and using the
That's actually really interesting because you don't, when you look at these sites, you predominantly looking at these posters that show these great jobs like yourselves. You show these academy clubs and these unbelievable academies that are showing these jobs, which you don't normally get access to. And then for you to be able to go, actually, you don't need to apply. We can find you this thing if you give us some direction. And that was unbelievable how you kind of came across me and was like, okay, this matches what you're looking for. Are you interested? And it was, a match made in heaven really at this point. So no,
Yeah.
it's an unbelievable method, and how you do things is really good.
Thanks very much, mate. Thanks very much. So, in terms of the Dubai opportunity, we've mentioned about the weather. What else kind of attracted you to the kind of Middle East and building your career in the region?
You know what? To start with, Dubai wasn't really on my radar for places where I wanted to go. But I think one of the things that really stood out as soon as I heard the word and we had that discussion about where the role was, I looked into it a little bit more, and you do realize the ambition that this country has. The city is always looking forward. If you ever come to Dubai, it's huge. Everything is to the biggest scale possible, and that kind of reflects how they want things done here. They want things to be the best, and they want to kind of move things forward at a good pace. I think the football scene here is growing rapidly. The standards are creeping higher and higher every year. Especially the girls program. For me, that was a massive opportunity for me to come in and, I guess, transform what they already have. As small as it was, it's going to get bigger and bigger, and the excitement that there is for girls football out here is always growing. And within the region, the sport is getting there. Again, the quality and the direction where they want to go is matching where their plans are. So. And listen, beyond that, the lifestyle, the culture here, the environment that it brings, the sunny climates for 10 months of the year is much better than the rainy weather you might get in Manchester or, up north most of your 10 months of the year. So it's got its benefits for living out here. But yeah, there's so much opportunity to grow here, more than you would see in the UK, I think.
And I think from my side, I've been doing business within football in the region, in the Gulf region, since 2013. So I've seen a progression of around 11 years, 12 years now within the region. And obviously, we've had the growth of Saudi, which has
Yeah.
been absolutely unbelievable in terms of what they're doing for world football. And now with the Vision 2034, with the World Cup moving forward. And very similar on the women's side of things. We assisted setting up, obviously, and helping Ittihad Club with their development in their second season. And seeing now they've got an under-17s academy league. There's more and more private academies opening up, both in the UAE and in Saudi, and kind of giving the opportunity not just to the boys' side, but to the girls' side now as well, which is fantastic for development. So getting back to kind of the process, Tom, explain to us the process of how you applied, the interview stages, then kind of receiving the offer. Kind of give us a snapshot of that.
Oof. I think it was a very quick process, from start to finish. When we had that initial contact to, confirming with the club where I'd go. So again, we spoke about it earlier. Interesting. I didn't really apply for the role directly. We spoke prior, and from our first conversation, it was clear you kind of understood my experiences, my aspirations. So from there, I feel like you kind of bridged that gap between me and the club. I think it's really hard to get in contact with those clubs. So what you did really well was you set up those meetings. You facilitated those introductions that I really needed to get across to, your technical directors at the club at Desert Falcons, and providing kind of those clear updates throughout every single process. So kind of from start to finish, I would have that initial Zoom call with the club, spoke about my coaching philosophy, how I could add value to their programs, why would I fit their club. We went through that second interview then straight after with the technical director and the owner, which was a lot more in depth. We're focusing on more about how could I adapt to the culture and the environments that, they set within their club, kind of what kind of challenges that I faced previously that I guess supported me or would support me to come out into Dubai, and guess why this challenge for me or this program was kind of what I wanted to do. So for me, from start to finish, I really think it was such a smooth process, and you were very clear from the start. You know, we spoke quite often, and it really helped us kind of feel a little bit more settled going for this role. You know, it's a massive, massive move to go from the UK to
100%.
Dubai. You know, we're talking a 7-hour flight. It's it's a big one. So you've made that feel really easy.
And I think that's something which, because again, harping back to our experience and knowledge of the region, you know, communication is key. And
Yeah,
I always say to potential coaches, sports directors, physios, when they're going to the region, you know, there is no silly question. You know, ask me
yeah,
how to set a bank account up. Ask me how to apply for a SIM card, because part of our service is onboarding. You know, it's
yeah,
not just like, right, we put Tom Pennie into this club, now let's forget about it. Because if we were to do that, retention levels of the candidates wouldn't be the 97% that they are now, you know? And
yeah,
we have 97% retention rates across our roles because we do that. We communicate, we onboard, we engage with the clubs
yeah.
and make sure there's no kind of shortfall in terms of any kind of concerns that kind of candidates have. So it's great to hear that was beneficial moving forward. So yeah, Desert Falcons is the new opportunity. Tell me about Desert Falcons, who they are, what they do.
So we are a grassroots club over in Dubai. We currently work in Al Barsha. We hold groups from under sixes all the way through to under 18s. We have only just started with the girls program. So last year they did have a girls program with one team. Now with my involvement in term one, we now have 3 teams, and actually today we marked with our 30th player. So we've grown the club massively within our first term, which is incredible, and it kind of shows the commitment that the club have. I think Desert Falcons is such a community-driven club. It's incredible. You know, everyone's looking after each other. The training sessions every week are there to tailor each player, and we're such a good, I guess, environment for any player that wants to come, whether they are an elite player or whether they're recreational. You know, we have 3 teams per age group. We'll have an A, B, and a C. One will compete in the highest level, and the rest will be there to try and get the games and have that competitive edge for them. So yeah, I think it's a fabulous club to be in, especially around these areas. You are competing against these, mammoth clubs. You've got your likes of Man City, Inter Milan, Juventus, PSG, Real Madrid. We are putting ourselves up against some of these bigger clubs, and we're fighting. And we've got some really good players within this academy who do push the boundaries of those elite teams and those elite levels. So yeah, we've got it all from recreational all the way to elite players. So yeah, we've got a really good balance within this club, and it's every day's a joy to work.
Brilliant. And I suppose what would a normal day look like? And the facilities, I bet the facilities are a little bit nicer than Macclesfield. No disrespect to Macclesfield. On a Monday, Sunday afternoon.
Well, I don't know. It's they're very good. I think the standards from both clubs are very high. I think Macclesfield had a really good infrastructure with the stadium, and they had such a good backing within their fans. It's a fantastic place to be. I think here is a lot different. We don't have the backing of a first team, which I guess bring a lot of attention to the club. But here we have such an amazing facility. We are surrounded by a big open field with a football track running around in between 2 schools. So we have such a good quality of the pitch and the facilities and everything surrounding. So for us, a typical day, especially within my role, I spend predominantly my mornings planning sessions, reviewing footage. We record every game on a VO, so we do analysis every week. We have to also do our reviews, so we review every player. So each player will have an individual learning plan every term, and we'll we'll always work towards getting them sorted. So every week we are reviewing players, and then every month we will also review. So my mornings are predominantly quite the admin based of our reviews, our analysis, and then we will normally do our training sessions later on in the afternoon. So predominantly a lot of the time is spent, I guess, communicating with parents and making sure everything's fine. I think my role that I've initially just brought or been promoted to, I've now taken on board the schools program. So within the club, we organise within schools. So now I'm kind of the head of the schools program. So my lot of mornings now are taken over by communicating with the school, making sure that I'm visible to the staff at the school, and building a new relationship with them. So it's a very fast-paced environment here now. Everything's kind of on the go, but it's brilliant. Listen, you get up every day, and it's, once the sun is shining, you've got a smile on your face, don't you? So, but yeah, it's a completely different, I guess, environment and life here. The level of involvement that I have in each program is much better than what I would normally as just a coach. And I think that's been really important for me. And I think this kind of match coming into this club has been brilliant, only because, I'm building a program with the girls, and I'm making sure I'm trying to build a program with the school as well. So listen, it's the frameworks that are being put in place now with me and the club and our partners is going in the right direction.
Fantastic. And obviously we talk about the positives, but I'm always kind of very black and white to say, listen, challenges as well. Has there been any kind of challenges on the pitch, off the pitch? I think it's really important to kind of open up regarding those as well.
100%. Listen, this place is incredibly fulfilling. The experience so far that I've had has been unbelievable, and the challenges there are always challenges no matter what club you go into, whether that is behaviors that you are coaching, the level of the players that you're currently coaching as well. I think for me, it has been a lot of how do we coach these players in a new philosophy built from the club and the methodology that they put in place. Obviously, we put our own spin on in terms of individual coaching ideas from myself and our coaches that we work with. But every club, or specifically this club, has been so supportive. They've been exceptional in terms of how they would like to support each player, what setups and what tools they use to put in place to challenge each player. And like I said, we have 3 teams per age group, which mean we have opportunities for growth. And those are the challenges that we face, is how can we challenge players who might be within our middle groups? Do we push them up, or do we find different ways to coach them, and how do we challenge them within different age groups? So for me, it's been very challenging. Again, English is predominantly my main language, and understanding everyone's language is very difficult. So there is always a language barrier there. We do, it is difficult, but we all understand football. We're all here to learn football. So they have a good understanding, which is brilliant. Every
How is
player,
your
we try and
Arabic,
teach
by
the
the way?
players.
How is your
Not
Arabic?
very good. Not yet. No, not
Salam
yet.
alaikum,
I've got
habibi.
my
Kayfa halik?
I know Habibi, and that's as far as we go.
But no, like
No,
you
it's
say, in terms of you learning though and developing, not just as a person, but developing as a coach. When you're surrounded by so many different cultures, and we've got to remember Dubai is probably one of the most multicultural cities in the world. And I'm sure when you're putting on a session, you'll have Arabic backgrounds, English, Russian, Italian, Chinese, so kind of engaging with those players, different languages, different ways that they may kind of think or operate, engaging with the parents who may have different mindsets. That's a challenge in its own. So it's a kind of, is that something that you come across kind of on a daily basis?
Absolutely. And even the coaches that we coach with, everyone's from different backgrounds. Everyone's coached in their own way, with the methodology that is put in place by the club. But even to watch and understand other coaches coach has been really fulfilling. Just getting experience of other people and how they, I guess, handle the kids, handle high pressure situations, and how do they operate on a daily basis. And seeing the different cultures, on a Tuesday or Thursday in Manchester, you wouldn't see your parents come in with truckload of food and offering it out to everyone. And there's such a welcoming community here. At times they might just come round and offer you the world. They're so thankful in everything that we do, and it's the little gestures that go a long way. And even the kids, they're so thankful every session, and they're coming on with a smile on their face and leaving with a smile on their face. So, and even to
That's the
learn
most
some of the
important
kids
things.
and how they like
That's the
it.
most important
Brilliant.
thing sometimes, for the kids to enjoy it. And I think a lot of academies maybe take their eye off that at a time, but enjoyment is the most fulfilling thing.
It's what keeps retention there.
Of course.
Keeps them.
So with yourself now, Tom, moving forward, obviously, were you back home for Christmas or?
No, I stayed here for the first time.
Wow.
Stayed in Dubai over Christmas and New Year's. Again,
That's commitment.
it was brilliant. It was brilliant. It's the weather was nice. Well, when I say the weather was amazing, so you're spending your days on the beaches and enjoying your time. You well deserved rest, because midweek and during term time is a crazy life.
Yeah. No, fantastic. And like I say, Tom, from my side, you've been, since the first conversation that we've had, you've been an absolute pleasure and a privilege to deal with as a candidate. Myself and Jobs for Football are absolutely delighted to see the trajectory that you're on now within Desert Falcons, and who knows in terms of the future as well. Keep your head down, keep working, keep enjoying it, and keep putting that suntan lotion on as well.
I appreciate it. Well, I won't do too much because I need to still work on this tan.
Great. No, Tom, thank you so much for your time, mate. And like I say, we keep in touch. As you know, we're always here should you need any support.
No, absolutely. I really appreciate all the support that you guys have done and put through. And again, the continuous support as well has been phenomenal. And I can't thank you guys enough. I really appreciate all the hours and the minutes that you spent trying to get this deal over there, with the club, and again, the time that you spent just to look after me outside of the stuff we've spoke about at the start. So, I really appreciate everything you've done.
Thank you so much. Thank you, Tom. And brilliant. That's obviously closing our podcast with Tom Pennie. We hope to have more podcasts like this with placements that we've made throughout the world. So have a fantastic day, and thank you from Jobs for Football. Thank you.